Welcome to At the Table.
where we are connecting entrepreneurs, discovering missions, and building communities with purpose, body, soul, mind, and business with
Charlie
and Heather.
with Women in Leadership. Welcome back to the table. It's Monday again.
Whoop, whoop, Monday. Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys know we get excited about Mondays because we get to start our Monday off the way we decide to start our Mondays.
And that's with a positive mindset,
Mhm.
working on ourselves, getting to know ourselves better so that we show up better in the world every single day.
Yep. And sometimes working on this stuff can be really, really hard and challenging, but it's like necessary in order for us to grow, right? We're not going to hit resistance unless we're going to grow.
Growing.
We're growing.
You gotta get comfortable being in that uncomfortable spot.
Yeah. The imagery that comes to my mind is, have you ever seen a weed coming out of the cracks in the concrete or something? You know, a nice flower dandelion.
If you're going through hell, keep on going.
Keep on going. Okay. So
all right. If you have any, if you feel triggered at all by what we're doing and you need to speak with somebody, call 988 for help.
phone a friend.
Phone a friend.
All
Phoning
right.
your friend is always great. So Charlie was reading these books here. Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life, and The Secret Power of Yoga. So she reads them. And so I was sitting here listening to her do her recording. And I'm like, this chapter starts out so rude. So this chapter just really starts out like with all the things you don't want.
Mhm.
Because that's how we start when we think about the things we don't want
Mhm.
a lot.
A lot. We do think about the things we don't want, and it gets in our head, and it's like, I don't want that. I don't want that. But your brain doesn't register the don't
Yes.
part.
Your
Your subconscious brain doesn't register
so
the
you
don't.
start creating more of what you don't want by focusing on the things you don't want.
Right.
So you have to start focusing on the things you do want.
Yes. I want $200,000 a year.
Boom.
I want to be healthy. I want to
I feel strong.
And let me rephrase that, because we're going to learn today. You talk in the present tense.
Yes.
Talk
so
in
it's
the
not
present tense.
want, you have
Want,
already.
I have, right? You already have these things. So chapter 8 starts out with things that we tell ourselves.
Right.
I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be old. I don't want to live here. I don't want to have this relationship.
Okay. Let's jump ahead to the I am statements.
The I ams.
Because this just irritated me. Like, no. We can't.
We have to
rewire our brains, basically.
Yes.
Like, we have to make new pathways. We have to train ourselves. We have to practice walking a different way. We have to practice it.
So instead of that, you say things like, I am slender. I am prosperous. I am eternally young. I now move to a better place. I have a wonderful new relationship. I am my own person. I love myself. I am filled with love and affection. I am joyous and happy and free. I am totally healthy.
That feels so totally different.
It feels different when you even just reading it and saying it. It feels different. So if you are even reading things that do not fill you in that way, that keep feeding you those negative things, read something that is good for your brain.
Or talk to somebody that's good for your brain. Or listen to a podcast. I like listening to something or watching something with good, like I have my go-to people. I know I can go to Mel Robbins and I can learn a hack. I can go, you have those go-to people that are good for you. And we each have our own person. Some people, try not to drop big names because I don't know if we're allowed to. Are we allowed to? I don't know. Anyways, I guess we're allowed to.
We moved from that into these are affirmations that you make for yourself. You learn to think in the positive affirmations by repeating these things that you do want and like and have in your life already.
And we don't just say these things to ourselves one time.
No.
Because the other things that we don't want, how many times are we focusing on the don'ts, wants? So every time you catch yourself focusing on something you don't want, think of how many times maybe you don't catch yourself. And then you gotta opposite that
Mhm.
and get your brain. It's a muscle.
It is a muscle.
We learned that it's actually a muscle response
Mhm.
in your brain, and
Yeah.
you can train it to go to a better spot.
There's
instead
so
of the
much
negative
science
spot.
behind positive affirmations and how they can change your life, like how the neural pathways connect in a different way in people with a positive mindset versus negative mindset. And it's like, but in order to get through that negative mindset, you have to rewire it. You have to create a new pathway.
Mhm.
You know, so when you think of going down a path, you have an option, A or B, positive or negative, which way are you going to go? Your brain does that like that all day long.
And guess what? If you don't pick a side,
Mhm.
our natural instinct, because of our culture,
Just
is
to
the
go,
negative.
mhm.
And that is taught to us in our culture
Mhm.
from before we're born.
Yes.
So it's important that keep showing up and doing the work and trying
Mhm.
to decide that you're going to figure out how to be happy.
Mhm. To decide that you get to choose.
And I'm not saying that
You get
our trauma, it didn't happen to us.
No, it definitely happened to us. It's how, but we have learned to use our trauma as almost like a catapult in
We're not playing
to the
victim.
opposite. It's like we're like we're not going to do that. We're not going to carry that with us into the future.
I don't like showing up like
That
that. It doesn't
stops now.
feel good.
No, it doesn't feel good.
And then that perpetuates that not feeling good feeling. So we got to do more of the things that feels good, and this feels good.
Right.
When you start to do this work and you feel the change, when you're dreaming and you're using your mala in your dream,
Mhm.
like it happens because you're doing the things. So even in your dreams, your subconscious is picking up that you're trying to change your mindset.
And then you wake up and you're like, yeah,
I use my tools in my dreams. I love it.
it's like when you're learning in a second language in high school and you
Yeah.
start dreaming in that language. That used to happen to me all the time. I'd like dream in Spanish. It was weird, right? But it's the same kind of concept. Okay. So you work through this by approving of yourself. There's a whole exercise in this chapter about working through that approving of yourself.
And Charlie reads it the whole chapter on the YouTube channel. So head on over there for the full reading. And then she talks about putting it into practice.
Yes.
Like, how are you planting those seeds today?
Yeah, because that's what they are.
Yeah,
They're seeds, little seeds of positivity that you get to like cultivate and take care of every year. You have your little noises. You're like, so when you think of a garden and you plant your seeds, they don't come up right away. They don't turn into flowers. They don't turn into fruit and harvest like the next day. It takes time. You have to care for them. You have to water them. You have to prune them.
To nurture.
You have to nurture them.
But how do you
Get the
nurture
fruit.
yourself? This is like self-nurturing.
Yes.
Oof. How do you water your own seeds? So you're
Mm.
planting these seeds. You're like, okay, these are the things I want to be thinking about. So how are you going to do that?
So I'm going to go ahead and read this exercise, create new changes, the whole thing with you right now. Now is the time to take your list of things that are wrong with you and turn them into positive affirmations. Or you can list all the changes you want to make and have and do. And then select 3 things from this list and turn them into positive affirmations. Just suppose your negative list was something like this. My life is a mess. I should lose weight. Nobody loves me. I want to move. I hate my job. I should get organized. I don't do enough. I am not good enough. You can turn them around and do something like this. I am willing to release the pattern in me that created these conditions. I am in the process of positive changes. I have a happy, slender body. I experience love wherever I go. I have the perfect living space. I now create a wonderful new job. I am now very well organized. I appreciate all that I do. I love and support myself. I love and approve of myself. I trust the process of life to bring me the highest good. I deserve the best, and I accept it now. Out of this group of affirmations will come all the things you want to change on your list. Loving and approving of yourself, creating a space of safety, trusting and deserving and accepting will enable your body weight to normalize. They will create organization in your mind, create loving relationships in your life, attract a new job and a new place to live. It is miraculous the way a tomato plant grows. It is miraculous the way we can demonstrate our desires.
I love it.
Because we get to choose.
So we get to choose. At this exercise is like that brain dumping where you just put all of it out on the piece of paper and take a look at it.
Yeah.
What am I saying in my head to myself every single day, every single moment?
That's not serving you.
That's not serving you.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to phone a friend and get out of our heads.
Sometimes we gotta phone a friend and get out of our heads, right?
I mean, that was one of the tools I used to use, like every morning when I was coming out of my depressive state. I had to talk to somebody the moment I woke up. Because if I didn't talk to somebody that I trusted, I was hijacked, and it would take me hours to get to me.
I heard something the other day, and I can't remember if it was while I was listening to a podcast or reading a book, but it was because I glean a lot of information all day long.
We were doing lots of stuff.
But it was like, if you are feeling depressed or upset or whatever, phone a friend and then ask them how they're doing and be intent to listen. Right?
And setting that intention for yourself.
And working through that problem solving together on how you can, okay, I see this as the problem, right? Once you can figure out what that problem is, you kind of hone it down. Yes. What is the real problem and how do we change it so that it's not the problem anymore?
Right.
So
going back to the beginning,
That's the
inception of this discomfort. Okay, so this chapter is really awesome and continues to go on. There's another practice in here about being deserving, and she talks a lot more about her philosophy, which it's a lot to take in. So I recommend going to the YouTube channel and listening to it.
I will close out today's podcast with the affirmation at the end of the chapter, but we still have the secret power of yoga by Nishla Joy Devi to talk about today. So we have moved on to book 2 of the Yoga Sutras, into chapter 1 of book 2 is Kira Yoga, the Venerable Threefold Path. Okay, and this is book 2 is the cultivation of spiritual practice. Okay,
so how do we do
the how? Yep,
the how.
Kira Yoga, or yoga in action, embraces tapas, which is igniting the purifying flame. That's that passion piece. Sadbhaya, sacred study of the divine through scripture, nature, and introspection. Ishvara Pranadhana, wholehearted dedication to the divine light in all, that includes yourself. And these practices enhance inner awareness and guide us to liberation. It's like the roadmap. Okay, you have a compass and you have a map. And you know how the compass and the map don't always kind of gives you a guideline, but it doesn't tell you every tree and every rock you're going to come across along the way.
Ooh, nice.
So it talks about practicing to enhance our inner awareness. Okay. And this is what we were talking about is, oh, I notice I keep saying these negative things to myself. I'm going to practice saying the opposite to reprogram my brain into that positive way of thinking. Okay. If you think of Mother Teresa, Gandhi, any of those who are called enlightened, right? They had such compassion for others because they saw that inner light in everybody, no matter what, and there was no judgment.
They don't make assumptions.
They were impeccable with their words,
and they know
they didn't
everyone
take anything
is
personally.
doing their best.
Right? Yes.
We're all doing our best.
We're all doing our best every day. So but they were in the practice of doing that as a whole being.
Right.
So
I was reading something. I've been reading. I read Facebook a lot. I read social media, and I liked it. Was like there was a thing that was like, pray before you do this, and pray before you do the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. I was like, so getting in the habit of praying before you do the thing. That's that taking that moment and breathing and being aware
and being present.
Yeah,
you're present. When you are able to be present in a moment and not let other things kind of get in the way, you can see problems as more of a whole than just pieces, and it's easier to problem solve.
You're not reacting, you are responding.
You're responding as opposed to reacting. It's different. It's cool.
It's
very cool. We're learning, we're going through a course right now. We've got one more week left of PQ.
I am confused.
Positive
Yes, I think one
intelligence.
more week.
And
the weeks are offset, but
it's really teaching us like how to do that, like
in the
how
moment.
So it's like we call it activating stage, right?
And not just like when I remember to meditate,
Right?
Like in the middle of the heated conversation with the teenager, right? Going to calm down and be calm, and things are flowing better just because of activating it in the calm or in the moment. Activate your stage. Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you want to learn more about positive intelligence, let us know. We'll send you a referral. Kiri Yoga, or yoga in action, embraces the sacred study of the divine light through scripture, nature, and introspection. So that's the practice. But to study is to love. Okay. When you finish high school and you seek further education, you usually go for something you want to learn. Right. Okay. Like you have a passion for it. You love this thing. So why don't we study the other things that we love? Like our kids. Yeah. Our partners. Ourselves. That's kind of what we're doing with these books, right? We're really studying ourselves because there's a lot of stuff. And, we're told not to focus on ourselves growing up, and we're told not to, that's selfish to, focus on yourself first. We talk about things differently. We talk about inner child work. So if we study our children, that helps us with our own inner child work,
It
right?
does.
Because we can see, oh, I don't want to steal their joy, because
Right.
I wouldn't want that left. Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I love it when I put connections together right on the recording, right here, live for you.
The seed of the universe. Okay. We've talked a lot about this. Mantra is a one or many syllable sound that transcends the mind and emotions. If repeated for its vibrational effect, it brings us to the level of swava. The mantra is like a seed, it simply hides the potential power that it holds. Seeing a tiny acorn, it is difficult to imagine the mighty oak tree within. Likewise, though it might not seem like much, the smallest mantra, like Om, when repeated with the heart, you guys, has the power to unite us with our divine nature. So, and we talked about this before, is that sounds.
And you hear a lot too, people talking about raising their vibe or the vibration,
Frequency.
or the frequency.
Uh-huh.
They're right now.
You go to YouTube, you look up different like megahertz and stuff. There's all kinds of science behind how different frequencies affect the human body and the emotional well-being of the body. And it's actually really cool. Again, science proves all this cool stuff.
Right.
There's let's see, courage is triggered by frequencies over 300.
I think it was 300. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's different frequencies that are good for sleep. There's you've heard of sound healing is a real thing that's been around for thousands of years, and now they're able to prove that with science and MRI machines.
Yummy
It's
stuff.
so cool. It's so cool.
So excited. So you're gonna work on, planting that seed of vibration in your body. Like, what is the intent? And then using that vibration to help you. Ooh, I have goosebumps again.
And the opportunities for tapas are unlimited. That fire, that passion within you, that is an unlimited, untapped resource, you guys, of energy. And
we breathe in universe energy to ignite that fire.
Yeah, that's so cool. So cool. So there's
talks about that for a while here.
There's so much in this chapter that's all really, really good stuff. But I want to end with this piece here.
Perfect.
Yes. Which is experiencing Kriya Yoga in everyday life. Observe the different aspects of Kriya Yoga, its practice and action, and how you've practiced them throughout the day. Create a practice for each of the 3 aspects of Kriya Yoga that is meaningful to you. Change or alter the practices as you choose. What would your practice of Karma Yoga or selfless service and tapas, igniting the purifying flame, be like? What would your practice of Jnana Yoga, intuitive wisdom, and Sadvaya, sacred study of the divine, be like? What would your practice of Bhakti Yoga, devotion, and Ishvara Pranadhana, wholehearted dedication to the divine light and all, be like? Allow all 3 to dance together in your life, bringing you to wholeness. Allow all 3 to dance together in your life, bringing you to wholeness.
Talk about body, mind, soul. And business.
And business.
That's why we're here. Because we want to show up better in our businesses, in our lives, in our communities, in our families, for ourselves.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Oh my gosh, this has been absolutely awesome. Before we end with the sonnet
Affirmation.
What do we call these things?
Do
we have this a different the name
at
we
the
call
end
it?
of the chapter, there's
Like a little poem. What, anybody know what this is actually called? Let us know. Okay. It's a thing. It has a name. I know it does. This is an English
I'm gonna
class.
call it an affirmation for now.
Before we do that, I just want to remind everybody that we love working with you and we love having you here with us. And if you need any help with your social media, Charlie and I are here for you. So if that's just educating you, we have Wednesdays. Every week on Wednesday on YouTube, we drop another training, short video, quick, easy. Hopefully it's not too much information. Little nuggets of information to help us all learn and grow better as we go into our social media platforms to help our businesses.
Yep.
But then also we have the live recording. So if you have questions that are not getting answered by those and you want to come and ask a question,
You
just
can.
register for that. And then don't forget, you can go over to the YouTube channel and also listen to Charlie read these wonderful books to us so you can get the whole chapter. You can pause them, you can take notes, you can re-listen to them again because I like to do that. And all those links are on the blog.
Yeah. Okay, deep breath. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. My life is ever new. Each moment of my life is new and fresh and vital. I use my affirmative thinking to create exactly what I want. This is a new day. I am a new me. I think differently, I speak differently, I act differently. Others treat me differently. My new world is a reflection of my new thinking. It is a joy and a delight to plant new seeds, for I know these seeds will become my new experiences. All is well in my world.
Thank you for joining us today.
Namaste.
Ah.
And now networking. We help these young women transition from high school into college. And ours is a unique program because we are helping them each year of college till they get that bachelor's degree or go into their chosen career. And so that mentorship goes on through college and actually after college, because what we have is we have 2 phases in our program. And that first one is getting them through high school to college to their career. And once they're in their career, they're now member forever with a free membership. And we have mentors in place, business coaches that help them to learn the essential skills to run an effective business. And so the mentoring goes on, the relationship goes on, and I'm sure that they will eventually also be mentors to the new kids coming into our program.
We take the mystery and pain out of social media consistency for your business, giving you back time to shine in your zone of genius. Social media is the new branding. It deserves its own attention, thought, and effort. Yet so few businesses actually take this seriously and invest enough time on their strategy. We can do it for you at an affordable rate that will fit into your budget and allow you to pursue other revenue channels as well. The hardest part of social media management is keeping up the consistency to be seen and know what to post, when to post. Are you ready to have everything ready to go for you, saving you time and energy by not having to do it all yourself? Still getting your message out so that people get to know you, like you, and develop trust while opening yourself up to more time for the business of your business where you shine. Working with Women in Leadership, BSMB LLP, is a unique experience that bridges the gap from face-to-face to virtual relationship marketing. Not only do we love to help you shine on social media, we love to share tools to help you grow with us, body, soul, mind, and business. Check out our podcast and YouTube channel for Mindset Mondays, Social Media Training Wednesdays, business interviews and special topics on Fridays, and weekly readings on Sundays. To schedule your consultation or podcast interview, head to our website, www.womeninleadershipbsmb.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get our weekly readings on Sunday, our podcast, Mindset Monday, social media training with Heather on Wednesdays with a live Q&A, and guest interviews and special topics on Fridays. Thank you for joining us. Find out more and schedule with us online at www.womeninleadershipbsmb.com, where you have a spot at the table. Thank you for joining in on the fun. Be sure to like and subscribe for more.